Hello Figgy Fiends and Collectors, this is me, Daniel East 1000, back again with a Star Wars The Black Series figure review. Today we're going to be having a look at one of the releases from last year. This was an exclusive that Hasbro in their Defined Wisdom decided to release, Boba Fett in disguise, from his appearance in Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters, the comic book series that ran for some time, chronicling events after Empire Strikes Back, where Boba Fett is tasked with delivering Han Solo to Jabba, but there's something wrong with the carbonite that's keeping Han nice and contained that could potentially infect and kill the titular smuggler. So Boba has to make a bit of a detour, meet up with one of his pals who helps him out, and in exchange, in keeping Han alive and unaffected by the carbonite, he agrees to go into a fighting ring. Concerned that people will notice him as Boba Fett, he borrows a can of wear-away spray paint, or nano spray paint as it's canonically called, painting his armour and himself completely in black and going by the name of his father, Jango Fett, to give anonymity to himself. Of course, once Fett's completed his side quest, he returns to find that Han in carbonite has gone, and none other than Crimson Dawn have stolen him, thus inciting the events of War of the Bounty Hunters. It's a pretty wild story, and to be perfectly honest, there's a lot of characters that they could have done instead of this, but of course because it's Hasbro they cheaped out for reasons that we'll get into in the review. But first and foremost, let's take a look at the packaging, of which is really nice. Probably the best thing about this release, and if I was going to suggest you getting it, I'd recommend keeping it boxed. You've got this foil look all the way around this box art and everything. It looks amazing. Really high-end stuff, and something that, yeah, you would expect with a San Diego Comic-Con release. You've got that lovely comic book front cover artwork of Boba Fett from War of the Bounty Hunters. You've got the usual MacGuffin of Hasbro, Boba Fett in disguise. On the side, because this is a comic book figgy release, you've got the name of the character, picture as well, and Star Wars The Black Series. Continuing around, you've got that lovely artwork. Really nice, and a ton of legal MacGuffin, which is a shame. Could have done without that sticker. And then on this side, you've got some panels from the comic, and that runs all the way around the spine and edges of the box. So it's a really nice packaging. We've seen them do this before, and I love the vibe of it being like a comic because you can open it up, see where the figure sits. Of course, this is during the time when Hasbro decided to have windowless packaging, so Boba was just secured with ties there. Of course, you've got the Star Wars The Black Series logo, name of the character, and then you've got some lovely artwork along with a bio, which you can read in the description down below. So I really like that. I really like the packaging when they do these comic book releases. I really hope they continue that for this year. It's a really nice thing to have. Definitely reminds me of the comic packs that we used to get in 3 3/4 inch. So it's nice to see Hasbro continuing this with these sorts of releases. That being said though, I'm not too sure why they decide to make this one an exclusive. So without further ado, with enough of my babbling, let's take a look at the figure itself. So here we have Boba Fett in disguise. I mean, at least it does what it says on the box, because this guy really isn't going to stand out on your shelf. It's just a black Boba Fett. I've got lots of things to say about this figure, but I just do not have the energy. But here we go. First and foremost, let's just address the obvious thing in the room. Or if it isn't obvious to you, I'm going to make it obvious. The figure sculpt is taken directly from the original Wave 2 Boba Fett sculpt, of which is old and janky as anything at this point. It still holds up okay. It's fine, really, but there's a better Boba Fett sculpt out there that they could have used instead. That was out even before this. It's just stupid. It's really stupid. particularly because of how many times they've repainted this sculpt. We've had a white one, which I don't actually own. You've got the janky putrid mustard yellow droids colour scheme, which I have reviewed. Link up there if you want to check that out. So why Hasbro keeps going back to this janky ass old sculpt is utterly beyond me. Here it is. This is what they've given us, and we just have to deal with it. So we've now got a black Boba Fett. It's just a black Boba Fett. What more do you want me to say about this? Some of the details. There's no real paint. It's just all black in varying shades. It's nicely picked out. Some of the parts in varying shades. There's no real detailing to pick out some of the other parts, like, you know, the buckles on the belt there, or on any other parts. It's just an all-round dark black figure. There's nothing else I can really say. There's nothing detail-wise that we've not seen before. It's just painted in this black colour scheme, arguably somewhat concealing some of the nice sculpting work. This was RRP'd at like 50 quid. I'm losing brain cells reviewing this thing. It's a black Boba Fett. He comes with this new spear accessory. That's new. That's a new accessory. The big spear. Got these blades and spiky bit there. There's a spiky bit there as well. That's quite cool, but it doesn't really justify the price tag that Hasbro had this for. He don't come with his iconic blaster, but that's fine because he doesn't really have that in this particular scene in the comic as far as I'm aware. But he does come with this tiny little piddly blaster, which he came with before. He holds that well, and it does sit in his holster. But it's not the right blaster that he has in the comic. It's not the right one. He has a different blaster to that. It's just very, very cheeky. Yeah, I mean, of course, as well, he does come with the jetpack. That's removable. You can remove that if you did wish. Nothing too special about that. You can't remove a missile. It's just a jetpack at the end of the day. It's just a black Boba Fett. The original RRP of this is actually disgusting. I know it's a San Diego Comic exclusive, but it's still not worth that price. It's just a basic ass Boba Fett. Barely any special paint applique. It's just a black Boba Fett. Why? Why? They didn't even do anything fancy with the cape. His cape's better look a bit more shagged than that, I'm pretty sure. But no, it's just no cape. Come on, Hasbro. If it used the new Boba Fett sculpt, the superior, some would say, sculpt, because then, yeah, at least you're getting a bit of bang for your buck. Include the accessories that came with that as well. That'd be sweet. You're robbing us with Robert Fett's. There's really not much to talk. It's just a black Boba Fett. If you want a black Boba Fett, then you're going to be really, really pleased with this, depending on the price that you bought it for. Did I say it's a black Boba Fett? That's all it is. The articulation is pretty standard. It's got a ball-jointed head, or a hinge. It's got ball-jointed shoulders, ball-jointed elbows, swivel in the wrist, so of course you want to be a little bit careful of that, because he's got the little pipes there. Got ball-jointed wrists, ball-jointed torso, ball-jointed hips, swivels at the thigh, door his knees, ball-jointed ankles with the rocker joint. And that's it. That's all the articulation he comes with. It's just a black Boba Fett at the end of the day, and if you want a black Boba Fett, then you're going to have your cake and eat this. You're going to be very happy with it. If you're going to spend the RRP of this, then you're probably going to want to just cave your skull in. I think even if you spent 30 quid on this, you'd want to do that as well. This at best is a £15 figgy. £20 at a very, very big push. I don't know really why I picked this up. I've got a toy problem. This is testament to that. I don't really have much of an affinity with the comic, and I suppose if you do, then that's going to be maybe a factor for you. I don't know. And it's on a postcard. Let me know what you guys think. I think I'm an idiot for picking this up. Fully willing to admit that and accept that as well. But he's in my collection now. He's there. It's a thing. Yeah, let me know what you guys think, because your opinion probably matters more than mine. And well, this is me, Daniel East 4000. So now, thank you very much for watching me review this Black Boba Fett.